Welcome, my dear child, to another dark tale from your old grandpa. Tonight, we step into a place where shadows cling to the walls and the air feels heavy with secrets. This is the story of a house where time itself stopped, trapped in the echo of a terrible tragedy. A family lived there once, full of love and laughter, until one fateful night when everything changed. The clocks froze, the mirrors dimmed, and the house became a prison for the past. Settle in, hold tight, and listen closely as I unravel the chilling tale of the house where time stopped. Stay sharp, my child, because this story holds lessons you won't soon forget. Now, let me take you back to a small town called Willow Creek, nestled deep in a valley where the sun seemed to linger just a little less than everywhere else. In this town stood an old house on Maple Street, a two-story place with peeling paint and windows that looked like tired eyes. The locals called it the Grayson House, named after the family who lived there in the 1950s. The Graysons were ordinary folks, Thomas and Evelyn, with their two kids, Lily and Samuel. They were happy, or so it seemed, until that night in October 1957. After that, no one ever saw the Graysons again, and the house, well, it changed. Let me paint the picture for you, my child. The Grayson house wasn't always creepy. Back then, it had a white picket fence, roses in the yard, and the smell of Evelyn's apple pies drifting through the windows. Thomas worked at the local mill, a quiet man with a warm smile. Evelyn was the heart of the home, always singing while she cooked. Lily, their daughter, was 16, with dreams of becoming a writer. Samuel, just 10, loved building model planes and running through the fields. They were a family like any other, until whispers started spreading in Willow Creek. See, Thomas had been acting strange that fall. He'd come home late, his eyes distant, muttering about debts he couldn't pay. The mill was struggling, and rumors said Thomas owed money to some rough folks from out of town. Evelyn tried to keep things normal, but even she noticed the way Thomas would stare at the clock like he was waiting for something. Lily wrote in her diary. Folks found it years later that her father seemed scared, not of people, but of time itself. He keeps saying we're running out, she wrote. Running out of what, I don't know. Then came October 27th, 1957. It was a cold night, the kind where the wind howls like it's morning. The Graysons were home, having dinner. Neighbors said the lights in the house were on, warm and glowing. But sometime after 8 p.m., every light went out. Not a flicker, not a spark, just darkness. The next morning, a neighbor, Mrs. Callahan, knocked on the door. No answer. She peeked through the window and saw the dining table set, food untouched, chairs pushed back like the family had left in a hurry. The clock on the wall read 8:13 p.m. She called the police, but when they arrived, the house was empty. No Graysons, no signs of a struggle, no nothing. Just a house frozen in that moment. Here's where it gets strange, my child. The police searched every inch of that place. They found the clocks, all of them, stopped at 8:13 p.m. Not just the big one in the living room, but the kitchen clock, Thomas's pocket watch, even the little alarm clock in Samuel's room. All stuck at 8:13. The mirrors in the house were cloudy, like they'd been covered in frost, though it wasn't cold inside. And the air, the officers said it felt thick, like walking through a memory. They checked the basement, the attic, the yard, nothing. The Graysons were gone, vanished without a trace. Word spread fast, and soon the Grayson house became a legend. People said if you went inside, you'd feel time slow down. Your watch might stop, or you'd lose track of hours. Kids dared each other to spend the night. but most ran out before midnight, swearing they heard whispers, Evelyn's voice singing, or Samuel crying for his mom. Some claimed they saw shadows move in the mirrors, shadows that didn't match their own. The house stayed empty, locked up, but it never fell apart. The paint peeled, sure, but the structure held strong, like it was waiting for the Graysons to come back. Now, let's fast forward to 1985. A young couple, the Harrisons, bought the house cheap, thinking they could fix it up. They didn't believe the stories, thought it was just small-town gossip. They moved in with their baby girl, Clara. At first, things were fine. They painted the walls, replaced the windows, even got the old clocks ticking again. But then, my child, the strangeness crept back. Clara's toys would move at night, ending up in places no one had touched. The clocks started stopping at 8:13 p.m. again, no matter how many times they were fixed. And Mrs. Harrison, she started hearing a woman's voice, soft and sad, singing a lullaby she didn't know. One night, Mr. Harrison woke up to find his wife standing in the dining room, staring at the table. She said she saw the Graysons sitting there, eating dinner, like they were still alive. Their faces were pale, their eyes empty, but they moved like nothing was wrong. He pulled her away, and the next day, they packed up and left. They told the realtor the house wasn't right, that it felt like it belonged to someone else. After that, no one dared live there again. But the story doesn't end, my child. In 2010, a group of college kids broke into the Grayson house, thinking they'd film a ghost hunting video. They brought cameras, recorders, the works. Only one of them, a girl named Mia, came out. She was shaking, her eyes wide, saying time stopped inside. Her phone, her watch, everything froze at 8:13 p.m. She said the air got heavy, and she heard a man's voice, Thomas, she thought, begging for more time. Her friends didn't make it out. Police found their cameras, but the footage was blank, just static. Mia never spoke about it again, and the house was sealed off for good. So, what happened to the Graysons? Some say Thomas's debts caught up with him, and the people he owed took the family away, leaving the house cursed by their fear. Others believe something darker, a force maybe, trapped them in that moment, locking their souls in the house forever. There's a theory that time itself broke that night, like a clock smashing to pieces, and the house became a bubble where 8:13 p.m. plays on repeat. Whatever the truth, the Grayson house still stands in Willow Creek, silent and waiting. If you ever pass by, my child, don't go inside. Some doors are better left unopened. Now, let me share some advice, because your old grandpa wants you safe. If you ever feel like time's slipping away, like you're stuck in a moment you can't escape, take a deep breath and ground yourself. Look at your hands. Feel your heartbeat. Remind yourself you're here now. Places like the Grayson house feed on fear and doubt, so stay strong in your mind. And if you hear whispers or see shadows that don't belong, walk away. Not every mystery needs solving, and not every house is a home. My child, stories like this aren't just for scares, they're warnings. Be mindful of the choices you make, the promises you keep, and the people you trust. Thomas Grayson might have thought he could outrun his troubles, but they caught up, and his family paid the price. Don't let your mistakes trap you, or the ones you love. Live with purpose, and don't let time slip through your fingers. Before I go, I've got a heartfelt request. If this story chilled your bones or made you think, hit that like button. It tells me you're listening, and it helps me keep sharing these tales. Better yet, subscribe to this channel. Join our family, my child, because Grandpa's got more stories to tell, and I want you here for everyone. Your support means the world. It's like a warm hug to this old heart. Stay safe, stay curious, and I'll see you in the next tale. Good night, my child.